Hey guys, so this is a video about having unfightable chemistry with someone. And so I'm going to tell you my story, of course, but I want to start it off by asking you, have you ever met someone that from the get-go you had this unexplainable, undeniable, uncontrollable connection with someone, and maybe it wasn't even a good situation to have that, but it was something that was just there and you couldn't do anything about it? I want to hear that story. And maybe it's someone that you're still with today, which would be even great, but whatever the case is, I want to hear your stories. So now I'm going to go into my story. I was in Louisiana with my best friend on a long weekend, and so we go out to the club, and I end up talking to this one guy. Quick sidebar story. Have you ever met someone who kind of thought that you were a sure thing before it even got to that point? Because this dude, as we're talking, and again, we're doing the kind of normal flirt thing, but I remember he says something like, well, it's getting a little bit late. He goes, let's not beat around the bush. We both know what we want, so just come over to my place and let's do this. And I was kind of like, no. I don't remember what I said to him, but it was something along the lines of, until I am naked in your bed, I am not a sure thing. So thank you. Nice meeting you. And I just walked away from him. So I go back to my best friend, who is now talking to this guy. And so the guy is there with a group of his friends. So I kind of just joined the group, right? There is this one dude, and we will call him Mark. So Mark, I don't even know how to explain it, but it was one of those situations that the moment that we started talking to each other, just out of a scene from a movie where everything just kind of blurred, and I was just zoomed in on his eyes, and I kind of felt like he was zoomed in on mine, and yeah, it was like the rest of the world disappeared. And of course I have to keep things classy, so I didn't, because here's the other thing, he had a boyfriend who was also there at the bar. So yeah, I had to keep it classy, but that connection was so freaking strong. I remember even afterwards when me and my best friend went back to the hotel, I just thinking wow, I don't know what that was about, but I felt something with this dude. I don't even know what it was. And, of course, my best friend says something like, oh, you just need to get laid. I'm like, no, it's not that. I don't know what it is, but it's not that. It's just, I just want to be around him in the weirdest kind of way. And yeah, so I end up going to bed and wake up the next day. And I kid you not. So this dude was a florist. Get a knock on the door, open it up, and there's flowers. And there was a note that said something like, hey, it was nice meeting you guys yesterday, blah, 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 and hope to see you tonight because we were going to meet up again. And, it was a platonic message, but me and my best friend were kind of like, oh, okay. So I'm like, you see, he feels it too. There's something there. But then what do you do with that? Because again, he had a boyfriend. So that night we met at one of those riverboat casinos. And again, there's a big group of us, and so I really was thinking I just need to stay away from him. And I really tried. I would talk to anyone else but him, and even when he tried to talk to me, I was just kind of find a reason to kind of get out of it. And I remember at one point I went to go use the restroom, and then he also comes into the restroom, and so we start talking, and I can't even explain it because it wasn't even sexual, but I just wanted to touch him, and again, not in that way, but just I wanted to be close and near him. And this visual in my head is of us, we're walking out of the restroom, and I had my hands in his back pockets, if that makes any sense, and so we're just walking out like that, and it was almost like I was outside of my body watching this scene and thinking dude, what is wrong with you? Because his boyfriend was, I don't know if he was there or if he was gonna meet us there, but regardless, I'm like, why are you doing this, Mikey? Like, I couldn't explain it to myself. I couldn't, so yeah, that visual is still there, because I'm like, what are you doing? So like, I take my hands out of his pockets, like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then that's kind of like where he says something a little bit flirtatious, like, well, or just something like where, you can put it back whenever you want, something like that. Later on, we actually went to his house, and we're all just having this, good time, having drinks, having a conversation. And I remember him saying something to me like, so here's the deal. I was talking to my boyfriend about you. And he goes, we kind of have like an open relationship. And he goes, so I told him that I kind of wanted to do something with you. And he doesn't want me to do anything with you unless he's there too. Like the three of us could do something together. But he doesn't feel comfortable with just you and me. And I remember like, oh, okay, what do I do with this? Because the boyfriend was cute too, and if it was just sexual, then I would have been all for it. But then I knew that with him, it was not a sexual thing. Like, I really, again, can't explain it, but there was something different. There was a connection that was way past that I just thought, you know what, I'm going to have to pass on this. And the crazy thing is that connection to this day is still there, because we have, we connect through different social media outlets and stuff. And I know, that's the thing, it's not even like a one-sided thing. I know that our connection is there, even though, of course, it's never, well, this was years ago, where we moved on, it's a whole different situation. But one thing that I know is that if we were in the same room, that connection was still there. So yeah, this really fascinates me, because again, that's a part of myself that I don't even really know. I know having friendships with people, I know having sex with people, and I know being in relationships with people, but I don't know that type of connection that kind of defies everything, and it's there and it exists. So yeah, again, I want to know your stories, because I'm sure that many of you out there have experienced a similar thing, and not just your story, but what happened with that. Did anything happen? Did you do the same thing I do, or did you pursue it, or I would love it. Even if it's messy, the messier the better. So please, like would be great, subscribe would be even better, but most importantly, comment and let me know. Bye.